The world of Eloria was a place where nature shined with soft wonder every day. The forest near the human research outpost was famous for its glowing leaves and crystal flowers that reacted to sound and motion. When the wind moved through the branches, tiny lights shimmered like stars drifting between the trees. Many travelers loved to see this place, but few understood it the way the native fox folk did. Among them lived a young fox girl named Leora. She was small and energetic, with warm orange fur and bright eyes that reflected every sparkle of the forest around her. She enjoyed exploring new places, learning curious things, and trying to understand every little secret the forest kept. Her mind was always active and full of dreams, and her heart was open to every kind soul she met. One sunny morning, Leora decided to gather soft crystal petals for her mother. These petals were rare and grew on gentle vines that curled around tall rocks near the border of the human outpost. Leora walked lightly over the moss, humming a small tune. The flowers reacted to her voice and glowed with a warm blue light. She smiled and reached out to pick one. At that moment her foot slipped on a soft patch of moss. She fell forward onto a small cluster of energy crystals. These crystals were harmless when touched gently, but when sudden pressure landed on them they released a quick bright flash. The light burst into the air in a sparkling wave. It was beautiful but also very surprising. Leora blinked, her eyes adjusting to the shine. She had seen these flashes before, but never this close. A moment later she heard soft mechanical whirs. The nearby patrol drones of the human outpost detected the bright signal and activated their protective mist. The mist was not harmful. It was only meant to keep the air clear of dust and calm down unusual energy shifts. Still, for someone who did not fully understand human technology, the sudden mist could feel confusing. Leora sat up and waved her hand in front of her face. The mist was cool and light but made the air a bit cloudy. She coughed softly and tried to stand. The drones floated nearby and released more mist in a steady pattern. Leora felt unsure of what to do. She had never been this close to human machines. Inside the outpost, a retired human explorer and veteran named Captain Aaron Hale noticed the signal from the drones. Aaron was known among the team for his calm nature and thoughtful approach to every situation. He had traveled many worlds before deciding to take a peaceful job as a guide for the research group on Eloria. His experience helped him understand the languages and traditions of many cultures, and he always tried to treat every life form with gentle respect. When Aaron saw the drones releasing mist near the forest edge, he understood something unexpected had happened. He took his coat and stepped out of the outpost. His steps were steady on the wooden path. He moved toward the glowing trees without any rush, keeping his posture relaxed so no forest creature would feel alarmed. As he neared the drones he saw a small figure on the ground. Leora was sitting with her arms around her knees, blinking through the mist. Aaron recognized her as one of the fox folk. He had seen her tribe from a distance but never had the chance to interact directly. Without hesitation he approached with gentle steps. He raised one hand in a friendly gesture so she would know he meant no harm. Leora looked up, surprised to see a human this close. She had imagined humans as tall, strong, and serious, but Aaron looked warm and approachable. His eyes carried years of wisdom, and his expression was soft. He noticed that the mist was making it hard for her to breathe easily. He slipped off his coat and crouched beside her. In one smooth motion he held the coat around her, creating a small shield that kept the mist away from her face. He made sure not to touch her directly, giving her comfortable personal space. Leora watched him carefully. She expected humans to speak loudly or act with strong motion, but Aaron stayed very calm. His voice was low and friendly as he spoke. "You are all right. The mist is not dangerous. It is only reacting to the bright signal. It will fade soon." Leora nodded slowly. Her ears relaxed and she breathed more easily under the coat. She felt surprised by the gentle nature of this human. Many stories she heard from other young fox folk were filled with confusion about humans and their strange tools. But this man was kind and patient. Aaron waited until the drones fully calmed down. The mist stopped and drifted away into the forest. Only then did he lower the coat. He placed it over his arm and gave Leora a small smile. "Did the crystals scare you?" he asked. She shook her head. "I slipped." The light was surprising, but it was beautiful too. Aaron chuckled softly. "Yes, that often happens. The crystals like to make bright shows when they feel sudden energy. They mean no harm." Leora felt more at ease and stood up. She brushed off her knees and looked up at Aaron. "You are Captain Aaron. I heard the elders say humans follow you because you know many things." Aaron nodded with a humble expression. "I know some things from my travels. But here it is your people who know the forest better than anyone. We only follow the path with care." Leora smiled shyly. She picked up the crystal petals she dropped earlier. Aaron noticed and asked if they were for her family. She nodded again. "My mother Eris loves these petals. They glow warm when she sings." "That must be a beautiful sight," Aaron said. Leora felt a little proud describing her mother. She continued speaking about her tribe, the forest traditions, and the small games the young ones played under the trees. Aaron listened with full attention. He folded his hands behind his back, giving her time to express every detail. As she talked, she realized she felt very comfortable with him. He did not interrupt. He did not rush. He had a calm way of being present that made her feel respected. When she finished collecting the petals, Aaron guided her a few steps back toward the safe zone of the forest. He pointed at the smooth stones that marked the boundary where drones would not enter. "If you walk on this path, the machines will stay away. They only react when something touches the energy crystals too strongly." Leora thanked him with a small bow. She looked at him one more time, committing his calm expression to memory. She never expected a human veteran to help her in such a gentle way. Aaron returned her bow with a respectful nod. "Take care on your way home, little one. May your forest remain bright and peaceful." Leora held her petals close and walked back through the shining trees. Each step felt lighter than before. She kept thinking about how the human veteran had shielded her without hesitation. It warmed her heart in a quiet way. The forest shimmered as she passed. The glowing plants recognized her soft footsteps and lit up in soft blue and green tones. Leora felt that something special had happened. A small seed of trust had formed between her and Aaron. She did not yet know how that seed would grow, but she sensed it was the beginning of something meaningful. As she neared her village, she saw the wooden houses shaped like curved leaves. Small lanterns hung from branches, glowing with warm amber light. Children ran across the soft ground, laughing as they played simple games. Everything looked peaceful and familiar. Her mother Eris stood near their home, weaving strong vines into a new basket. When she saw Leora approaching, she smiled with gentle relief. "You took longer today, my little star. Did the forest give you trouble?" Leora shook her head happily. "No. I found something new. And I met someone kind." Eris raised her eyebrows with curiosity. "Someone kind who?" Leora held out the glowing petals. "A human veteran. Captain Aaron. He helped me when the drones made mist. He protected me." Eris paused. Her smile faded slightly as she tried to understand. "A human protected you? Why did the drones make mist? What happened?" Leora explained the slip the crystal flashed the mist and how Aaron shielded her. Her words were full of excitement. She spoke with admiration for the calm human who came to help without fear or worry. Eris listened, but her expression grew thoughtful. She trusted her daughter deeply, yet she also knew the humans were still strangers to many parts of the forest. Her motherly heart carried caution even when no harm was done. Humans used tools and machines that the fox folk did not fully understand. Still, she said nothing negative. She simply placed her hand on Leora's head and guided her inside. The day settled into quiet evening. Leora hummed a song while placing the petals in a bowl of clear water. The petals glowed gently as they floated. As she worked, her mind drifted back to Aaron. His calm voice. His gentle actions. The way he respected the forest and her space. She knew she wanted to see him again. Not out of fear or worry but out of curiosity and trust. She felt that the humans had stories worth hearing and that Aaron carried many of them within him. Outside, the forest glowed softly under the rising moons. The breeze carried a calm rhythm through the leaves. The trees seemed to whisper that another day would bring new meeting, new learning and new hope. And so the story of the fox girl and the human veteran began with a simple slip on glowing moss and a moment of unexpected kindness under the shimmering trees. The sun rose gently over the forest of Eloria, casting golden light through the branches. Birds with shimmering feathers sang melodies that made the leaves dance. Leora woke early as usual. She stretched and yawned, eager to explore and learn more about the glowing forest. The events of yesterday filled her mind. She could not stop thinking about Captain Aaron Hale, the human who had protected her from the mist. He had been calm, kind, and wise. She wanted to tell someone about him, someone who mattered most in her life. Her mother, Eris, was already awake. She had begun her morning tasks, weaving baskets and preparing food. Her hands were skilled, strong, and gentle. She moved with care, respecting each moment and each task as a sacred part of life in the forest. Her eyes were kind but alert, always watching for danger or trouble. Leora approached her mother with the petals she had collected yesterday. They glowed softly in her hands, and she felt a warmth inside her chest. "Mother," she said softly. "I met a human yesterday. He helped me when the bright mist came from the crystals. He protected me. His name is Captain Aaron Hale." Eris looked up sharply. Her eyes narrowed slightly. "A human helped you? Why would a human be near you, Leora? Are you certain nothing happened?" Leora nodded eagerly. "He was very gentle. He did not hurt me or scare me. He only made sure I was safe. I want you to meet him." Eris's expression softened slightly, but worry lingered on her face. Humans were strangers to their forest. Some were careless with technology. Some did not understand the ways of the forest. Many fox folk had warned of humans, not with anger, but with caution. Eris felt the same worry. She wanted to protect Leora above all else. "We will see about that," she said quietly. "For now, you must be careful. Humans can be unpredictable even when they seem kind. Stay away from them unless I am with you." Leora nodded but felt a small flicker of disappointment. She wanted to share her joy, the sense of trust and comfort she felt with Aaron. She hoped her mother would see that humans could be gentle too. She decided to tell her mother everything in detail. She described the bright flash of the crystals and the mist from the patrol drones. She told how she slipped on the moss, how she was unsure and frightened for a moment. Then she explained how Captain Aaron had come toward her. He crouched near her carefully, without startling her. He wrapped his coat around her to shield her from the mist. He spoke softly and calmly. Leora could feel he cared for her even though they had just met. Eris listened but did not speak. Her hands continued their weaving, but her mind was alert. Her ears picked up every detail. Her eyes, though gentle, were focused. She thought about the humans and their machines. The drones could act without warning. Even a small mistake could cause harm. She did not doubt Leora's words, but caution filled her thoughts. Finally she said, "I understand that you were not hurt, Leora. But humans carry tools that can be dangerous without realizing it. We must protect ourselves and our home first. I cannot allow you to be near them alone. Do you understand?" Leora's tail drooped slightly, but she nodded. "I understand, Mother. But Captain Aaron is not dangerous. He only helped me. I felt safe with him." Eris looked thoughtful. She sighed quietly. Her motherly heart was torn. She wanted to trust her daughter's judgment. She wanted to believe that some humans could be kind. Yet she also knew the forest was fragile, and mistakes could bring unwanted trouble. She needed more time to understand. "We will watch first," she said. "I will see the humans from a distance. If they truly mean no harm, we will find a safe way to meet them. Until then, you must stay with your tribe and not wander alone near their camp. Can you do this?" Leora nodded again. She could accept this. She did not want to worry her mother, and she knew patience was important. She also knew that one day her mother would understand what she had already felt. Humans could be gentle and trustworthy. She held on to that hope quietly. Later that day, Eris moved to the edge of the forest with careful steps. She wanted to see the humans without being seen. She crouched behind a large crystal formation that glowed softly in the sunlight. From there, she could watch the outpost. She saw humans moving, some carrying small instruments, others tending to plants and energy crystals. They spoke in soft voices. None of them moved in a way that threatened the forest. Still, Eris's heart beat with caution. She did not fully understand their intentions yet. Leora joined her mother from a small distance. She walked lightly, careful not to make noise. "Mother," she said. "Look at him. Captain Aaron is showing the young humans how to use the crystals safely. He is not forcing them. He is gentle." Eris's eyes followed Leora's gaze. She saw Captain Aaron standing calmly among the researchers. He guided them carefully. He gestured softly. The humans listened with attention and respect. His actions seemed deliberate and peaceful. Her brow relaxed slightly, but caution still remained. She had seen too many creatures misinterpret technology. One wrong step could bring chaos. But then she noticed something unexpected. Leora ran toward the humans, carrying some fruits from their forest. Aaron noticed her approach and smiled warmly. He gestured her closer. He accepted the fruits carefully, without startling her. He spoke to her in a soft voice. Leora's ears twitched in delight. She laughed, a light and musical sound. Eris felt a strange feeling in her chest. She had never heard her daughter laugh like that near strangers before. It was not fear or nervousness. It was joy. Eris remained hidden but watched closely. She saw her daughter talking and moving with comfort around the human. Captain Aaron did not raise his hands or speak harshly. He did not use any tool to control the situation. He simply guided her gently. Every movement he made showed care and respect. Eris's heart softened a little. Perhaps her daughter's words were true. Perhaps this human was not like the others she had worried about. Still, caution remained. She could not yet trust fully. She decided to stay hidden and observe longer. She needed to understand the human's patterns and intentions before stepping forward. She wanted to protect Leora and the tribe from potential danger. Yet she also realized that her daughter's joy could not be ignored. Leora noticed her mother's gaze and whispered, "Mother, do you see he is gentle and kind? He is not like the others. I feel safe with him." Eris's eyes softened. She nodded slightly, though her body remained tense. "I see," she said. "I see that he is kind to you. But we must still watch. We must make sure our home and our people remain safe." Leora smiled. That was enough for now. She felt proud that her mother had begun to understand. She knew trust would take time. But she also knew that small moments like this could grow into something larger. She felt a sense of hope that humans and fox folk could learn to understand each other. As the day passed, Eris and Leora watched the humans from a safe distance. They noticed the care in every human action, the respect they showed for the forest, and the patience they had with one another. Leora pointed out the small details to her mother, explaining what each tool and instrument did. Eris listened and asked questions. Each answer helped her feel more at ease. She still maintained caution, but the tension in her body began to ease. She realized that fear had often come from misunderstanding. Observation and knowledge could replace fear with calm. By evening, the forest glowed in soft blues and greens. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the trees. Leora and Eris returned to their home. Leora carried her basket of crystal petals, proud and happy. Eris's hands were tired from weaving, but her mind was calmer. She had seen her daughter's joy and the gentle nature of the human. She had begun to understand that not all humans brought danger. Some brought care, respect, and protection. Eris looked at Leora and spoke softly. "Tomorrow we will watch again. We will learn more about them. And then, when we are ready, we may meet them together. Do you understand?" Leora's eyes shone with excitement. "Yes, Mother. I cannot wait. I will show you everything I have learned. We will see that humans can be kind." Eris smiled, placing a hand on her daughter's head. "You are wise to have patience, Leora. The forest teaches us many lessons. We must learn slowly and carefully. Trust is built like that, one step at a time." That night, the forest settled into quiet peace. The glowing plants lit the paths softly. The moon rose high above the trees, casting silver light on the leaves. Leora dreamed of the human veteran, of his gentle words, and of the new friendship that might grow. Eris dreamed too, of protecting her daughter while learning to trust. She understood that change was coming, and it could be good if guided with care. The next day would bring new discoveries, new meetings, and new lessons. Leora felt ready for them. She knew her mother's caution was a sign of love, and she knew the human veteran had shown her that kindness could cross the boundaries of species. Together, they would step carefully into a world where understanding and trust could grow between fox folk and humans. The forest whispered in the wind, carrying a message of patience, care, and hope. Leora and Eris felt it deep in their hearts. The story of the fox girl and the human veteran was only beginning, and already it promised adventure, learning, and the gentle magic of friendship that could span worlds. The morning light streamed through the towering trees of Eloria, painting the forest in gentle gold and green. Dew sparkled on the moss, and the crystal flowers twinkled softly with every movement of the wind. Leora woke early, eager to see the humans again and to share what she had learned with her mother. She felt a mix of excitement and curiosity. Yesterday's encounter with Captain Aaron Hale had left a warm impression on her. She wanted to understand more about him and the humans he led. Her mother, Eris, was already awake. She was preparing the morning baskets of fruits and herbs for the tribe, her movements careful and rhythmic. Leora approached her quietly, holding a handful of glowing petals. "Mother," she said, "I want to see Captain Aaron today. Can we watch the humans together from the edge of the forest?" Eris looked at her daughter, her eyes showing both caution and curiosity. "We will watch," she said. "But we remain at a safe distance. Observe and learn before we step closer." Leora nodded eagerly. She understood her mother's concern. Trust must be earned. She took Eris's hand, and together they walked lightly to the edge of the forest, hiding behind large stones and tall crystal flowers. From this vantage point, they could see the humans moving among their research instruments without being noticed. Captain Aaron was already outside, speaking softly to a small group of human trainees. His movements were calm and deliberate. He adjusted a tool here, pointed to a glowing crystal there, and always spoke in a tone that was kind and patient. Leora whispered, "Mother, look, he is showing them how to handle the energy crystals safely. He does not hurry or raise his voice. He is gentle with them." Eris nodded, still cautious but watching closely. Her eyes followed every gesture of the human veteran. She noticed that the young humans listened carefully and followed his instructions without fear. There was respect in every motion, not control or force. She could sense the patience in Captain Aaron's behavior. It was different from other humans she had heard about. He did not act without thought. His wisdom showed through every careful action. Leora could not contain her excitement. "Mother, he remembers everything I told you about the crystals and the mist. He said he will make sure nothing like that happens again. He wants us to be safe." Eris remained quiet, her mind processing what she saw. She had learned through years of protecting her tribe that observation was important. Assumptions often led to mistakes. Now she had a chance to see the humans for herself. Slowly, she began to feel that perhaps her daughter was right. Not all humans were dangerous. Some could be kind, patient, and wise. After a while, Leora moved a little closer, still keeping her distance from the humans. She noticed a group of younger fox folk hiding near the edge, curious about the humans. She gestured for them to stay calm and quiet. "We do not want to scare them," she whispered. "They will notice us if we make noise." Captain Aaron paused in his demonstration and turned slightly, sensing something unusual. He looked around carefully, but his expression remained calm. He did not shout or move hastily. He simply adjusted his posture and observed the forest silently. Leora felt a small thrill. He could sense them without disturbing the balance of the forest. That was part of his quiet wisdom, she thought. Eris watched her daughter's excitement and felt a small smile. She realized that Leora's instincts were strong. The fox girl could sense kindness and danger, and she had chosen to trust the human veteran. That was a sign of good judgment. Eris allowed herself to relax a little, though caution still remained in her heart. Later, Leora decided to approach Captain Aaron slowly. She picked some glowing petals from the forest floor as a gift. She stepped lightly on the soft moss, careful not to make a sound. Captain Aaron noticed her approach. He did not raise his hands or call for her to stop. Instead, he kneeled slightly, signaling that she could come closer. His calm presence made her feel safe. She reached him and offered the petals. Captain Aaron smiled warmly. "Thank you, little one," he said softly. "These are beautiful. Your forest teaches us many wonders." Leora's ears twitched in delight. She could see the gentle kindness in his eyes. She wanted to tell him everything about the forest, the crystals, and the glow of the petals. She began speaking about the way the flowers reacted to sound and how the moss seemed to hold memories of past steps. Captain Aaron listened carefully, nodding and asking questions in a soft voice. He did not interrupt. He did not hurry. His attention was fully on her. Eris observed from a distance. She could see her daughter smiling and speaking freely. She noticed the calm interaction, the patience of the human, and the joy of her child. Slowly, she began to understand that the human veteran had earned Leora's trust. He was not reckless or careless. He was respectful, careful, and wise. Her heart softened further. Perhaps the humans could become friends, if guided with care. Captain Aaron then spoke to Leora about his past journeys. He told stories of distant planets with glowing skies, mountains taller than any forest tree, and rivers that shimmered like liquid light. He spoke in a way that was gentle and inspiring. Leora listened in wonder, imagining the places he had seen. She felt a connection with him that went beyond words. She felt safe, curious, and excited all at once. Eris continued to watch, fascinated by the interaction. She realized that Captain Aaron's wisdom was not just in his knowledge of machines or exploration. His wisdom was in his patience, his respect, and his ability to see others clearly. He understood that each creature had a story, a feeling, and a right to be safe. That quiet wisdom was something rare and valuable. After some time, Leora picked up a few small stones and asked Captain Aaron to show her how to arrange them safely near the energy crystals. He guided her carefully, explaining each step without rushing. The young fox girl learned quickly. She felt proud and capable. She noticed that Captain Aaron treated her as an equal, not as someone less experienced. His guidance was gentle, allowing her to discover and understand. Eris watched this and felt a sense of relief. She had feared humans might dominate or control. Instead, she saw guidance and respect. She began to feel that her tribe could benefit from this human knowledge if it was shared with care. Slowly, she imagined a future where humans and fox folk could work together to protect the forest and learn from each other. By afternoon, Leora and Captain Aaron had spent hours together. They laughed quietly at small mistakes and marveled at small discoveries. The glow of the forest surrounded them. Captain Aaron showed her how to recognize subtle changes in the crystal petals and the moss. Leora shared her knowledge of hidden paths and secret clearings. Each moment was full of learning, trust, and mutual respect. Eris finally stepped closer, carefully making her presence known. She wanted to see Captain Aaron up close, to understand his character fully. Leora ran to her mother and introduced her. "Mother, this is Captain Aaron. He helped me yesterday. He is wise and kind." Captain Aaron bowed slightly in respect. "It is an honor to meet you, Eris," he said softly. "I hope to learn from your forest and to ensure your daughter is always safe." Eris studied him carefully. She noticed his calm voice, his gentle posture, and the careful way he spoke. She realized that Leora's trust in him was well placed. Slowly, she nodded. "I see that you are kind. And I see that you care for my daughter. That is very important." Leora smiled, feeling proud and relieved. She could feel her mother beginning to understand. She knew that patience and observation had worked. The seed of trust was growing stronger. Captain Aaron spoke quietly, "I hope we can learn from each other. Your forest holds wisdom we humans do not fully understand. And perhaps, together, we can share knowledge without disturbing its beauty." Eris's eyes softened. "Perhaps," she said. "But we must move carefully. The forest is delicate. We must watch and learn." Leora nodded eagerly. "Yes, mother. And I will help." As the day ended, the forest glowed under the rising moons. Soft lights reflected off the crystal flowers, creating a magical atmosphere. Leora held her mother's hand. She felt hope, trust, and excitement for the future. She knew that with patience and wisdom, humans and fox folk could build a bond of understanding and respect. She could feel the beginnings of friendship forming that might grow into something strong and lasting. Captain Aaron stood nearby, observing the forest and the fox folk. He understood that trust was built slowly and quietly. His wisdom was not in commanding others, but in listening, learning, and guiding gently. He had begun to earn the respect of a cautious tribe and the heart of a bright young fox girl. That quiet wisdom would guide him in the days ahead, helping to create a bond between species that could flourish across worlds. As evening deepened, the forest whispered with soft rustling leaves. Leora, Eris, and Captain Aaron stood together, feeling the calm of the forest, the glow of the petals, and the warmth of trust forming between them. This was only the beginning of their story, a story of patience, learning, and gentle understanding that would change the lives of humans and fox folk alike. The forest of Eloria was quiet and serene in the early morning. Dew sparkled on the moss and leaves, and the soft glow of crystal flowers lit the pathways with gentle light. Leora woke before sunrise, feeling excitement in her heart. Yesterday's lessons with Captain Aaron Hale had been wonderful. She had learned more about the energy crystals, their patterns, and the small ways to protect them. She could not wait to share these experiences with her mother, Eris. Today, she hoped they would see more of the humans' work and perhaps understand that kindness could cross boundaries between species. Eris had also awakened early. She moved with careful, steady steps, carrying her weaving basket. Her eyes were calm but alert. Though she had begun to trust Captain Aaron from yesterday's encounter, her instincts to protect her daughter remained strong. She was determined to watch closely and learn more about the humans before letting Leora interact freely. She wanted to ensure the safety of her daughter and the forest first. Leora and her mother walked quietly to the edge of the forest. The tall crystal flowers shimmered softly around them. Birds chirped melodiously, and the wind carried the fragrance of glowing plants. From this hidden vantage point, they could observe the human camp and the outpost without being seen. Captain Aaron was already outside, calmly guiding young humans through their daily tasks. His movements were deliberate and careful. He adjusted instruments, pointed out small details about the crystals, and spoke softly. The trainees listened attentively. Leora whispered to her mother, "See, mother, he is teaching gently. No one is in danger. He respects the forest." Eris nodded, watching closely. The human veteran's calm demeanor impressed her. She noticed how each trainee followed his instructions carefully. He did not force anyone. He did not act recklessly. Every gesture showed patience and consideration. Slowly, Eris began to feel that her daughter's trust was well placed. Captain Aaron truly seemed to care about safety and understanding. As the day progressed, Leora moved a little closer to the camp, carrying small crystal petals to offer as a gift. She stepped lightly, careful not to disturb the forest. Captain Aaron noticed her and smiled. He did not raise his hands or call out. Instead, he remained calm, allowing her to approach safely. She placed the petals on a small platform near him. Captain Aaron leaned down, examining them gently. They glowed under his careful touch, and he spoke softly, "Thank you, little one. Your forest teaches us many wonders." Leora's ears twitched in delight. She began telling him about the hidden paths, secret clearings, and patterns of glowing plants. Captain Aaron listened with full attention, nodding and asking questions in a gentle voice. Eris watched from a distance. Her heart felt a mixture of pride, relief, and cautious hope. She could see that her daughter's joy was genuine. She could also see the human veteran's wisdom in guiding and listening. Trust was forming slowly, carefully, and safely. Suddenly, a small instrument in the human camp malfunctioned. It released a burst of sparkling energy into the air. The burst was harmless, but it spread quickly across the treetops, creating bright flashes and scattered light. The humans reacted calmly. Captain Aaron quickly moved to ensure no one was too close. The young trainees followed his instructions, stepping back gently. The instrument's energy fizzled out after a short while. The human team handled it smoothly, without panic or harm. However, the bright display startled some of the fox folk. The glow seemed unusual, and the flashing lights caused worry. Leora saw some of her friends freeze in fear near the forest edge. They were unsure what the burst meant. Leora's ears twitched as she realized they were frightened. She called softly to them, "Stay calm. It is not dangerous. Captain Aaron is helping." Eris, watching from the distance, felt her heart tighten. She saw the bright flashes and feared for her daughter. She thought Leora might be too close to the humans and the sparkling energy. Without thinking, she ran toward the clearing. Her strong legs carried her quickly over the mossy ground. She called out, "Leora, are you safe?" Leora turned and saw her mother rushing. She felt a small surge of worry. "Mother, wait," she called, "it is safe." At that exact moment, Captain Aaron noticed Eris moving through the forest. He understood that she was concerned for Leora. Calmly, he stepped between the fox girl and the remaining burst of energy from the instrument. He shielded Leora with his coat once again, just as he had the first day. The sparkling lights were bright, but they were harmless. He maintained his calm stance, ensuring that Leora remained protected. Leora ran to her mother, her paws light on the soft moss. "Mother," she said quickly, "do not worry. The human veteran shielded me from the sparkle. I am safe." Eris stopped in her tracks, breathing heavily. She saw Leora close to Captain Aaron, calm and unharmed. She looked at the human veteran and realized the truth. He had acted carefully, ensuring no harm came to her daughter. Her worry began to melt into understanding. Slowly, she spoke, "I see now. He truly cares for you. He protects you, just as you said." Leora nodded, feeling relieved. "Yes, mother. He is kind and wise. He does not want to hurt anyone. He only helps." Eris approached more cautiously, observing every detail. She noted how Captain Aaron maintained a calm posture, how he kept his hands steady, and how he did not panic or act hastily. She realized that her earlier fears had been based on misunderstanding. The flashing light from the instrument had been harmless. Captain Aaron had reacted with care, showing the quiet wisdom she had seen yesterday. The other fox folk, seeing that Leora was safe, began to relax. Some stepped closer, curious about the humans. Leora encouraged them to watch quietly. She explained, "See, they are careful. They do not harm the forest. They listen and protect." The fox folk observed with wonder. They noticed the care in every human movement. Slowly, trust began to replace fear. Captain Aaron spoke softly to Eris, "I understand your concern. Your daughter's safety is very important. That is why I always act carefully. I respect your forest and your people. I hope that, with time, we can learn from each other and protect this forest together." Eris listened, her expression softening further. She could see that Captain Aaron's words matched his actions. There was no false pride or arrogance. Only respect, patience, and wisdom. She felt gratitude and relief. Perhaps humans could be allies, not threats. Perhaps her daughter's trust was justified. Leora smiled widely, feeling proud of both her mother and Captain Aaron. "Mother," she said, "do you see he is not dangerous? He only wants to help. I told you he would protect me." Eris nodded slowly, placing a gentle hand on Leora's head. "I see it now. I understand your trust in him. And I am grateful for his care. We will continue to watch and learn. We will make sure the forest remains safe, and we will guide the humans to respect it." Captain Aaron bowed slightly, honoring Eris. "I am honored to learn from your wisdom and to work together for the safety of your forest and your people. Together, we can ensure harmony between our worlds." The forest around them glowed in soft twilight. The crystal flowers reflected the calm atmosphere, and the moss shone faintly under the moonlight. Leora felt a deep sense of happiness. She had witnessed her mother beginning to understand, and she had seen Captain Aaron's quiet wisdom in action once again. She knew that trust and friendship were growing between humans and fox folk. Eris looked at her daughter and then at the human veteran. Her heart felt lighter. She understood that caution was still important, but she also realized that kindness and care could bridge differences. She felt hope for a future where humans and fox folk could work together, learn from one another, and protect the forest side by side. The humans packed up their instruments for the day, moving carefully through the forest to avoid disturbing anything. Captain Aaron gave a final glance toward the fox folk, nodding respectfully. Leora waved, and Eris stood beside her, feeling a quiet warmth. They had witnessed understanding, patience, and protection. They had seen that even unexpected events, like a harmless misfire, could be handled with care and wisdom. The forest felt calm and safe once more. As night settled over Eloria, the moons rose high, casting silver light through the crystal flowers. Leora held her mother's hand as they walked home. She felt proud, happy, and hopeful. Her trust in Captain Aaron had been proven true. Her mother's understanding had begun to grow. She knew that the path ahead would require patience, observation, and learning. But she also knew that the bond between humans and fox folk was growing stronger, and that the forest could thrive in harmony. The whispers of the trees carried the promise of new beginnings. Leora felt the gentle glow of hope within her heart. She knew that the story of the fox girl and the human veteran was moving forward. Each careful step, each act of kindness, and each moment of understanding was building a bridge between worlds. The forest, the fox folk, and the humans could learn together. They could protect each other. They could create a future where trust, wisdom, and care guided every action. And so, the gentle magic of friendship and understanding continued to grow under the shimmering trees of Eloria. The bright flashes of yesterday were replaced by calm light, a symbol of patience, respect, and the quiet wisdom that could change hearts and unite species. The morning in Eloria was calm and bright. Sunlight streamed through the tall trees, creating patterns of gold and green on the soft moss below. Crystal flowers glowed gently, reflecting light in delicate waves. Leora woke early, feeling a flutter of excitement. Today was different. She could sense that something new was about to begin. Her heart was full of hope and curiosity. After the events of the past days, she was eager to see how humans and fox folk could come together. Eris, her mother, was already awake, moving carefully through the forest. Her hands held a basket of woven vines and herbs. Her eyes, alert yet soft, scanned the forest around her. After observing Captain Aaron and his team for several days, she had started to feel trust growing. She understood now that humans could be gentle, patient, and respectful. She also saw the care and wisdom in Captain Aaron's every action. Today, she decided, she would take a step further. She would meet him properly and show that her tribe was ready to share knowledge. Leora joined her mother and whispered, "Mother, do you feel it too today feels special? I think we can learn together with Captain Aaron." Eris nodded slowly. "Yes," she said. "I feel it too. But we must remain careful. Caution and care will guide us, as always. Let us go to the edge of the forest together and speak with him." They walked lightly over the moss, leaving soft footprints. The crystal flowers shimmered gently with each step. Birds chirped in harmony, creating a peaceful melody. From their hidden spot, they could see the humans at the camp, tending to instruments and energy crystals. Captain Aaron stood in the center, calmly observing his team. His eyes were warm and thoughtful. He noticed the fox folk approaching. Without moving hastily, he stepped forward, lowering his stance to show respect. Leora ran ahead a few steps, carrying glowing petals she had collected from secret clearings. She approached Captain Aaron and placed them in his hands. "Thank you," she said softly. "These are from our forest. They are gifts for you and your team." Captain Aaron smiled, carefully holding the petals so they would not be damaged. "Thank you, little one," he said gently. "Your forest teaches us so much. Your gifts are a treasure. We are honored to receive them." Eris moved closer, her steps slow and measured. She observed Captain Aaron carefully, noting the calm in his movements and the kindness in his eyes. She felt both relief and admiration. She finally spoke, "My name is Eris. I am Leora's mother. I have watched your actions for several days. I see that your words match your deeds. You care for our forest and for my daughter. That is important." Captain Aaron bowed slightly, showing respect. "I am honored to meet you, Eris," he said. "I have learned much from your daughter already. She teaches us to respect the forest and its creatures. And I hope that, together, we can share knowledge and protect this world." Eris's eyes softened further. She had feared humans might disrupt their home or bring harm. But she saw that Captain Aaron had only brought care, patience, and understanding. She realized that trust could grow between their worlds. Slowly, she nodded. "Very well," she said. "We are willing to learn from you. And we will guide you so that your actions do not disturb our home." Leora felt a rush of happiness. "Mother," she whispered. "See, they understand each other. We can learn together. We can work together." Captain Aaron nodded in agreement. "Yes," he said. "Together we can protect the forest, share knowledge, and grow understanding. Each species has wisdom the other does not. By working together, we can keep this place safe and beautiful. The fox folk who had been observing from a distance began to approach, curious and cautious. Leora welcomed them with quiet gestures. "See," she said. "The humans are kind. They listen. They respect our forest. We can learn together." The human trainees noticed the fox folk and stood still, giving them space. Captain Aaron signaled them to remain calm. He spoke softly to the fox folk. "We mean no harm," he said. "We are here to learn and protect. Please observe us, and we will follow your guidance." The fox folk felt the sincerity in his voice. Slowly, they stepped closer, letting curiosity replace fear. Eris guided the fox folk in small groups, showing them how to observe the humans without startling them. She explained the importance of caution and respect. Captain Aaron nodded and listened carefully. He took notes in his mind about the ways the forest moved, the patterns of energy, and the behaviors of the fox folk. He respected their traditions and asked questions with humility. The morning passed with laughter, learning, and shared discovery. Leora led small groups of fox folk to demonstrate the behavior of the glowing flowers and moss. Captain Aaron showed humans how to avoid disturbing sensitive areas. Both sides learned from each other. Patience and care created a bond that grew stronger with every shared moment. At midday, Captain Aaron gathered the humans and fox folk for a small ceremony of friendship. The crystal petals were placed in a circle, glowing softly. Leora explained their significance, how they represented life, trust, and hope. Captain Aaron spoke gently, explaining that humans and fox folk could share knowledge while keeping the forest safe. He asked everyone to promise to observe, protect, and respect one another. The fox folk nodded, and the humans agreed quietly. A sense of unity filled the clearing. Eris looked around and felt a deep sense of pride. Her daughter had been right. Humans could be kind. They could teach and learn without taking or harming. She saw the forest thriving under careful observation and gentle guidance. The partnership was forming naturally, built on respect, patience, and wisdom. She smiled at Leora. "You were right," she said softly. "Trust can grow when hearts are open. I see now that humans and fox folk can work together." Leora's ears twitched in joy. "Mother," she said. "This is only the beginning. We can learn so much. We can help each other and protect our forest together." Captain Aaron knelt down to speak to Leora. "You are wise beyond your years," he said. "Your courage, curiosity, and respect for your home inspire all of us. I am grateful to learn from you. With your guidance, we will be careful and kind." The fox folk and humans spent the rest of the day exploring the forest together. Leora and her mother guided the humans along secret paths, showing where the energy crystals grew and how the moss absorbed sunlight. Captain Aaron demonstrated how to use small instruments without causing harm. The trainees followed instructions patiently. Mistakes were corrected gently. No one was hurt, and every lesson was meaningful. By evening, the forest was bathed in soft light from the rising moons. The crystal flowers glowed warmly. The fox folk and humans gathered near the clearing once more. Leora placed petals in a small pool of water. The humans knelt nearby, observing respectfully. Captain Aaron spoke softly. "Today we learned the value of patience, observation, and trust. We learned that every being, every plant, every crystal has wisdom. Together, we can share it without causing harm. Let this forest remain a symbol of harmony and friendship between our worlds." Eris looked at her daughter and then at the human veteran. She realized that caution and care had led to understanding. Trust had been earned slowly, step by step. She felt relief and joy. She placed a hand on Leora's shoulder. "We will continue to guide them," she said. "But I also see that your heart was right. Kindness can cross boundaries. Respect can unite worlds." Leora smiled, her tail swishing with happiness. "Thank you, Mother," she said. "We did it. Together, we can protect the forest. Together, we can learn and grow." Captain Aaron rose, looking at everyone present. He spoke in a calm, warm voice. "This day marks the beginning of a new chapter. Humans and fox folk will share knowledge, protect the forest, and learn from each other. Every moment of care, patience, and respect will strengthen this bond. May this forest shine as a symbol of what understanding and friendship can achieve." The fox folk and humans stood quietly, feeling the gentle harmony of the forest. The petals reflected the soft glow of the crystal flowers. The wind carried the melodies of birds and rustling leaves. A sense of calm, joy, and hope filled every heart. Leora felt proud, Eris felt relieved, and Captain Aaron felt honored. They had built a bridge between species. They had proven that kindness, patience, and wisdom could overcome fear and misunderstanding. As night settled fully, the moons rose high, casting silver light over the forest. Leora, Eris, and Captain Aaron stood together near the crystal petals. They looked at the glowing flowers and the soft moss, feeling peace and accomplishment. The story of trust and understanding had reached a new stage. Humans and fox folk were ready to walk forward together, protect the forest, and learn from each other. And so, under the shimmering trees of Eloria, the tale of the fox girl and the human veteran came to a gentle, bright turning point. Friendship, respect, and understanding had blossomed. Harmony now flowed between worlds, and the forest glowed as a living testament to what patience, wisdom, and kindness could achieve. Leora felt certain that this was only the beginning of countless adventures, lessons, and moments of shared growth, where humans and fox folk would continue to protect, learn, and thrive together.